Monday, the Department of Veterans Affairs became the latest federal agency to require vaccination, specifically for its 115,000 healthcare workers. The American Medical Association and 56 other leading medical organizations now calling for mandatory vaccinations for workers at all healthcare settings, including nursing homes nationwide.
Now, that is the healthcare industry where they are very much on the front lines.
California soon requiring vaccination or negative weekly COVID tests for state and healthcare workers. New York City also mandating vaccination or tests for municipal workers, including teachers and healthcare workers, and urging private employers to require shots.
It's quite clear the Delta variant has changed the game. We need to move to stronger measures.
In the meantime, Florida's governor says ordinary people should not be forced or mocked into taking the vaccine.
They have different reasons for why they don't take it, and I think that the more they're hectored by government officials or some of these folks, that is not gonna get them to yes. I can tell you that right now.
Los Angeles, St. Louis, Savannah, and other areas imposing mask mandates indoors, even for the vaccinated. Right now, that goes against CDC guidance, stating only the unvaccinated should wear masks inside, but the agency may soon change that to include the vaccinated as well.
It is scary, especially when the numbers are getting worse, and so I definitely do think wearing masks would be a good thing.
The Delta variant, which makes up 83% of COVID cases in America, is much more contagious than other strains, largely because people infected with it carry up to 1,000 times more virus. That means people who have no immunity are most vulnerable. In fact, health officials say 99% of U.S. hospitalizations and deaths are unvaccinated.
I'm worried that it's going to get much, much worse. Right now, we're generating about 50,000 Americans getting infected. That number could easily double or triple.
Many Americans responding to the Delta danger. Nearly 800,000 got their shot over the weekend, a big jump over previous ones. Pat, right now, about half of the total U.S. population and nearly 70% of all adults have been vaccinated. And health experts say, in addition to getting a vaccine, a person can also achieve natural immunity if they already had the virus, Pat.
Well, Larry, how long does immunity from the vaccines last? Do people will need booster shots?
Well, people are already getting booster shots in Israel, their third Pfizer shot, and Pfizer has asked the FDA to recommend people get third shots of their vaccine. And there are two reasons. Number one, the antibodies appear to wane after 7 months. They sort of fade away after about 7 months. And this is particularly concerning for people who got their shot 7 months ago. Remember, those were the people who were most at risk, the frontline health workers and nursing home residents. And another reason booster shots might be necessary is because of the Delta variant. We know, Pat, that a lot of people who are fully vaccinated are getting COVID-19 because of this Delta variant. The good news is right now it does not appear they're needing to be hospitalized and they aren't dying, but they are getting sick. They are having to stay home and miss work and suffer through COVID-19. And these are vaccinated workers because, you know, before these vaccines worked great against the various variants that we saw, but not this Delta one. This Delta one is breaking through.
Well, what's the reasoning behind reinstating mask mandates for people who've already been vaccinated?
Well, again, twofold, two main reasons. And the main one is because these mask mandates, where if you're unvaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask indoors. But if you are vaccinated, you can go without it. This is being done on the honor system. So, for example, I haven't worn a mask inside anywhere since the beginning of May because I was fully vaccinated. So I go into the grocery store anywhere and I'm not wearing a mask. And people just assume that I've been vaccinated. But I'm sure that there are a lot of people who just don't want to wear a mask and they haven't been vaccinated, and it's kind of a free-for-all. And so that's kind of the reason. So if everybody's wearing a mask, we know that nobody is, being dishonest about their vaccination status. And then another reason, Pat, is something that I just mentioned, and that is that even vaccinated people can get sick from COVID-19, and because the viral load is so high, can theoretically transmit it to other people. This has been studied a little bit. It needs to be studied a little bit more. But the risk is that even vaccinated can get the virus and spread it.
Well, Lori, thank you for your insights.
Sure. Thanks for